flight. Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Markus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Blind guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by. Bringing the heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by. Bringing the heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry.
What up? What up? We here on a Tuesday, y'all. You better recognize.
Hey. Ooh, I'm excited, brother. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The first show on a Tuesday, the midweek show.
Our first midweek show. Yeah.
Dude, did they load us up with news or did they load us up? It's like going to your grandmama's house for a family reunion and they pile your plate. You might not even get finished with the first plate before you fall asleep, man. It's we got all kind of news to go over, bro.
Absolutely, man. First and foremost, you guys, welcome to the Bald Eagles podcast. We appreciate the love and the support as always. Y'all know what to do. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channels, plural channels. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Pro Fan Talk featuring Markus Thomas, also known as Coach Markus, former Eagles running back, all-time leading rusher for Eastern Kentucky U. You feel what I'm saying? On top of that, yes, sir. Make sure you guys also smash that like button and make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game, man. Backyard champion, your guy over here, Tony DeShields the second.
He's a backyard champion.
Backyard champion. But again, we got so much to get into, Markus.
Yeah.
I mean, Eagles making moves. The NFL finally gives us the verdict on Jalen Carter. We got to recap week 1. So many great games. Many great games occurred over the weekend.
Yeah.
But first, man, again, how are you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I, like everybody else, was getting to the point of a little bit of annoyance with how long the NFL was taking for the Jalen Carter situation. But it is what it is. Like I said last time, I'm glad that they didn't suspend him for another game, but I was actually surprised that they didn't. Because like I've been telling you guys, I've been in the meetings with Troy Vincent, and this is something that they're serious about. And in my opinion, if Jalen Carter had played one series in that game, they probably would have gave him another game. So the fact that he didn't play one snap from scrimmage and he was booted before the game even started was kind of a silver lining and a blessing in disguise, man. So it's very interesting what's going to happen with the aftermath of him. He's clearly cost himself some money. And I'm talking from the standpoint of like endorsements and things of that nature, because everybody's kind of got to look at him with the arched eyebrow now, rightfully so. So, and then of course, I don't know how much you kept up with the news. It had to be like 2 other college situations, same thing happened, people spitting on folks, and it was like, what is this?
This Florida defensive tackle, I'm not sure what his name is, but this Florida defensive tackle spit on his opponent. It's funny how when one domino falls, man. Matter of fact, I put it this way, no pun intended, but when it rains, it pours.
When it rains, it pours.
When it rains,
it pours.
All of a sudden now, we're hearing about all these various instances that guys spitting on people.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if it's one of those things where would we have heard about it if Jalen Carter didn't put it at the forefront? You know what I mean?
Is it the car theory? You know what the car theory is?
No, I never heard of it.
If you go out and you buy a brand new red car, you're gonna see them same red cars everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was called the car theory, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't know if it is called that, but that's what I'm calling it, because that's the minute the car you want, the color you want, now you see it everywhere. Because it's kind of in your mind, and maybe this is the same way. I don't know, but I don't remember seeing people spitting on each other up until this point. So, the domino comment is apropos. It's happening everywhere, and I'm curious if part of the stance that the NFL is taking for all of this stuff, because you can see what, like, a good example is the 7-on-7 stuff. They wild out in them 7-on-7 tournaments.
Yeah.
And the NFL is starting the flag football stuff. NFL has been very hands-on. It is going to be a professional 7-on-7 flag football league. There will be, and it's going to have the NFL shield on it. It's coming.
So do you think this is some sort of do you think this is the NFL's way of trying to trickle down the sportsmanship?
They try, because if you look at Little League football, now you got, just like AAU basketball, now you got these kids that score a touchdown and they want to do the gritty and all of that type of stuff. And you're talking about, a 9-10-year-old kid. It's like, man, just get back in the huddle. Fool.
If you watch some of these videos of these kids, in particular, like the AAU basketball tournament, if you watch some of these kids and listen to the way they communicate on the basketball court, they sound like grown men. They sound like honestly, they sound like they're repeating what they're hearing.
That is exactly what they're doing. They're repeating what they see on television. Exactly.
They're doing what their favorite player does.
And this is the ugly evolution of it, because I did the same thing as a kid. You did the same thing as a kid. I wanted to be Tony Dorsett. Somebody wanted to be Iverson and all of that type of stuff. And now some of the stuff that they see these athletes doing, it's that time. And, what they do when they hit the trays and they want to, finger roll and walk. I'll never forget. I was coaching, my grandson was 10 years old, and I was coaching his basketball team. Right. 10 years old. And there's always one kid on the team that's not very athletic. Parents are trying to get him involved so they can move him around. And this kid was hot garbage, out of shape. The only reason he was playing was because his mom. But this was the kid that would show up with the Jordans,
the parents meant well,
and the wristbands and the headband, all of that type of stuff. And one time in one game, he hit a 3 and it dropped. And he did like this and started walking back and started shuffling and showboating. I was like, boy, that's the only shot you done made all year. If you don't get your behind on the bench and stop trying to showboat, like, but that's what it's like. It's the sportsmanship is gone. They don't want to do, all they want to do is what they saw on TV, hoping, and this is the underlying current, hoping that mom will videotape it and make it go viral.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've always been on the fence about the sportsmanship thing. Part of me has always been like, these are grown men. Football is a gladiator sport. As long as nobody, like, I understand the gun part, the pointing the gun at somebody. Like, I understand those, like get rid of that. But it's a physical sport, man. It's a sport that pulls a lot, that draws a lot of emotion out of a person.
It does.
And for example, Nolan Smith's situation where he had a great play.
Yeah.
And he got a 15-yard taunting penalty. Like,
if he would have stood in place, if he hadn't walked over the dude, it wouldn't have been a penalty.
No, I agree.
Walk over and you trying to stun on somebody, and the refs are gonna call that. The refs have been instructed to call it. Now they're gonna let some things go, but the refs have the green light to call that. And the only problem I have with that is most times it's not equal. Most times that's when you got a situation where it seems like the refs might have it in for somebody. But here's the reality. They do. Because the refs watch tape.
They're human at the end of the day.
Well, no. They watch tape, and they know on every team, they know who that guy is. They knew who C.J. Gardner-Johnson was and what his reputation was. They know who Jalen Carter is. And you can go down the list. What was the dude from Buffalo? Was that 2 years ago that smacked the guy in the stands? Because he got all butt hurt because the guy was killing them in the stands.
Oh my God. I know.
Was that Linval? That wasn't Linval Joseph.
No, I don't know about Joseph.
It was, but we played Buffalo, and somebody in the stands was on this dude.
Who was that?
And
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. And he started looking back at the sidelines, and I was like, don't do that. Don't acknowledge him. The minute you acknowledge him, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
And then him and another guy.
Was it Jordan Phillips?
It may have been. It may have been. Somebody will put it in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to Anthony Jett
Yep.
and War. Anthony Jett and War just said it's Jordan Phillips.
But I always wondered what happened because he smacked the dude.
Yeah, he put hands on
smacked the guy in the stands. Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So
the bottom line is, Jaylen Carter found a way to avoid the suspension. And I think, when we last spoke about this, right? I mentioned the fact that the league may take into consideration that he didn't play a snap, right?
Yeah.
And thank God he didn't, like you said earlier in the show. Thank God, because if he probably would have played a snap or a quarter or a series, they probably would have, put that on the KC game. But they did it retroactively. And if I could read here, I have the league's full press release, the full press release from the NFL here. Shout out to Dave Zingaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia for snagging it here. It says Jaylen Carter. It says, quote, Jaylen Carter of the Philadelphia Eagles has been suspended without pay for one game for his act of unsportsmanlike conduct in last Thursday's game against the Dallas Cowboys. Because Carter was disqualified before participating in a single play, the suspension is considered to have been served in week 1, and he will forfeit his game check. The NFL Players Association has informed the NFL that Carter will not contest the discipline and has waived his right to appeal. He is eligible to participate in the club's Week 2 game against the Kansas City Chiefs. League rules prohibiting unsportsmanlike conduct are of vital importance to everyone involved in the game. The NFL has been clear with players, clubs, and the NFLPA that it plans to place particular emphasis on sportsmanship this season. So he dodged the bullet. Crisis averted for the Philadelphia Eagles. And you definitely don't want to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs not having your best defensive player on the football field, especially on the defensive line, knowing that the Eagles, sure, they generated a lot of pressure in that game against the Cowboys, but they got no quarterback hits and no sacks.
Nah.
So that's something that needs to be addressed.
Before we go any further, I want people to understand how serious this got. And this is the first time, I'm sure it's happened before, but this is the first time I've ever heard about this.
Mm-hmm.
His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, was involved with this suspension.
You mean when you say the suspension, you mean his agent was involved with the result that he got?
Correct.
Break that down for me.
I've never heard that before, but I can only assume, and I am guessing. I have no knowledge. This is just my guess and my opinion.
Okay, so this is you speculating.
Speculating, absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure
100% my speculation is all on me. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't got sources.
Okay.
The fact that Drew Rosenhaus was involved in this.
Allegedly.
No, I read that.
Oh.
So I think it was because if the almost like when you sign on a contract, there is legal verbiage and things like that agents and lawyers understand better than the average Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Drew Rosenhaus was involved where he could say, let's not forget about precedents. Let's not forget about the other umpteen times that this has happened. What did you do? I think Drew Rosenhaus was involved, to keep Jaylen Carter in line and to keep the NFL honest. And also the flip side of that, for him to politic to the Eagles, like he understands this is what we need. And this is like, I think he was trying to, I don't want to call it a mediator, but I think the fact that he was there, and because I heard that, I was like, why would he need to be there? It is what it is. You saw what you saw. So I think he was there to kind of soften the blow. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit that he had a stack of papers that said, hey, on this date in 1984, you did this. And this date in 1997, you did this. And they had all them ducks in a row so the NFL couldn't screw him, because why else would that take so long?
And that's the thing, right? I think some people felt like the longer it took, the worse it meant for Carter. I thought the opposite, because you need to give a team time to make it. The NFL owes it to an organization to give them time to prepare for a player's absence.
Yeah.
Right. So my thought was the longer it took, the higher the likelihood that he's not going to get suspended. They're probably just trying to come up with a number, or probably trying to come up with a way to spin it for the media so it makes sense to everybody, right? Because what he did is a unconscionable act. I mean, that's assault on the street, and people get killed for doing things like that.
Right.
Let's just call it what it is. Like when you do an act like that, when you spit on somebody, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect.
Correct.
Not smacking them, not calling them out their name. You spit on somebody,
yeah,
that means you think they're lower than dirt. So again, man, he wasn't suspended, thank God. I think it also helped that he was very remorseful after the game. If he would have because I'm sure because when you're I'm imagining this. I would imagine he's watching the game while he's in the locker room.
Right.
And I would imagine also he got the word that, yo, Dak spit. He probably saw that, but the fact that it came up on TV.
Well, he knew.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. He knew what he knew.
Jalen knew, and that's the other thing. Has
ahead.
anybody heard if Dak got fined or anything? Did he get any type of recompense?
And I doubt he will. I doubt he will.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But the fact that he knew what he knew, and then we finally knew what he knew, he could have easily said in the media, well, this is why I did it. He didn't justify anything. He flat out said, I can't do that. I was wrong for that. I compromised myself. I compromised my team. I'm here representing my family, representing the team, the guys, the fan base. I owe it I'm jazzing it up a little bit, but he essentially was saying I owe it to myself and my team and the fan base to be a better person, and my family to be a better person and handle those situations better. So again, shout out to Jalen Carter. Please, brother, we need you.
Yeah.
If anything got exposed in week 1 is how compromised that defensive line is without Jalen Carter.
He's a big piece of that puzzle, man. He's a big piece of that puzzle.
Yes, he's a huge cog in the machine.
Absolutely.
And granted, the machine was still functioning, but the machine was sputtering. The machine was shooting on some black smoke.
Right.
The machine was very much
and technically, Jordan Davis did get the hit on Dak. He just didn't bring him down.
Yeah, true. Technically, that's a good point.
So technically, that should have been a sack, but come on, big dog. You gotta
Vic talked about that too.
Pounds. You gonna let him shed you off, dog? Come on, you gotta wrap them legs up, man.
Yeah, for sure. Vic spoke about that in his press conference. He showed JD a little bit of grace. He said, Dak he's a strong dude, man. But even besides that, it's even harder to make that play when you're literally on a block and you're trying to get off. But nonetheless, guys get paid to do that. So yeah. Ooh, whoa, what?
Yeah,
we cut Byron Young.
We waived Gabe Hall.
What the hell?
Yeah, man.
Because I literally was just getting my notes together. I didn't see this. Did it just happen?
Gabe Hall came through the wire a couple hours ago, I think.
Well, you know what? I was making content, so that's probably why I didn't catch it. But
yeah.
So no Gabe Hall, no Byron Young. That is interesting because those are guys that I thought would bring great depth to the position. So now that brings your defensive tackle group to Jalen Carter, Jomo, Jordan Davis, Ty Rob. That must mean that Ty Robinson stock is rising, and he's gonna make his debut this week.
So we waived Gabe Hall. Hold on. We waived Gabe Hall from the active roster and released Montrell Johnson from the practice squad.
They just signed him yesterday.
I'm guessing that Gabe Hall is going to the practice squad.
They just signed him yesterday.
And we signed center guard Jake Majors to the practice squad. So I don't know. Did that spot just get filled?
They are making a ton of moves. I literally just made these notes last 2 or 3 in the morning last night.
Well, Howie ain't had no sleep, man.
Bro, speaking of that, making the transition. Speaking of not sleeping, Tank Bigsby.
That's a good get.
Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles traded a 2026 5th and a 2026 6th round pick for running back, Tank Bigsby.
Let me be honest with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd rather have Tank Bigsby than AJ Dillon.
I think I'm rolling with that.
To me, AJ Dillon goes the third string running back, but they're not going to do that because they're bringing him in to be a kick returner.
See, I heard that, and I don't know. I'm not saying he can't do it.
Shipley's out.
No, I know. I get that, but here's the thing: Tank Bigsby, he doesn't have the largest sample size of returning kicks. In 2024, he returned 6 kicks. In 2023, he returned 4. So it's not a large sample size, so to speak.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like this. And this is how I see it. Kick returns is basically like you running the ball.
I heard somebody say, I was watching the PHL Wild podcast when Tank Bigsby got traded to the Eagles with Bo Wolf, EJ Smith, and Fran Duffy. They were talking about it. And even Fran and those guys, even EJ, they were saying it's a small sample size of kick return duties for him. But the way with the new kick return rules, it's
like running through the line of scrimmage.
It's almost become more suited for running backs than receivers.
Exactly. Because you got it's one giant zone read. That's exactly what it is. It's one ginormous zone read run.
Yeah.
So you either gonna go left, go right, or you're gonna go up the middle, and then you are scanning until you find a gap, and then you hit that gap with everything you got. And if you can make the exciting thing about the kickoffs now, all you got to do is make one person miss. If you can make one person miss, the chances of you taking it to the house, you make one person miss, then the only person you got to worry about is the kicker.
Agreed.
So it does bode well for running backs in that situation because it's more of our style as opposed to back in the old days, you got layers of people coming up. You know, you got a wall here, a wedge over there. You got double teaming the gunner and all that, you know. So it's a lot easier, and it does lend to running back skills when you return in the kick. So I think it was a good one, and I just think he's a good running back. And I think that might help us, if not for nothing else. So
yeah, I think the running back room is fantastic when you think about from top to bottom. You know, from RB 1 to 3, you have so much juice in that room. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is who he is, but then you got AJ Dillon, who I think AJ Dillon is a good running back.
Yes, I agree.
You know, but
I think Tank
Bigsby's ceiling is higher,
and he's younger.
He's younger, and he's healthier, and he has less tread on it. He has less miles on the tires.
Yeah,
right. He has less miles on the tires. 5'11", 215 pounds, 24 years old, drafted on day 2 of the NFL draft in the 3rd round, 80th overall in the 2023 NFL draft. His rookie season, played in 17 games, only had 50 attempts for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. But then his second season in 2024 was his coming out party, so to speak.
Yeah,
that was when Travis Etienne was dealing with a lot of injuries, and he got a lot of run at that point.
I believe he had 200-yard games, and he had one game at 90 yards or something like that.
Yeah, 16 games played in 2024, 1 official start on the ledger, 168 total attempts, 766 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, 39 rush attempts that accounted for a first down, averaged over 4.5 yards a carry. And
what was his average? I thought his average was 4.2, but anything over 4 is phenomenal.
4.6. 4.6.
That is phenomenal.
It is. And to take it a step further, I think this is where his real value comes in, right? When you go to the advanced stats, yards after contact.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, he had 766 yards rushing on the season in 2024. 471 of those 766 yards came after contact.
After contact.
More than half of his rushing yards came after contact.
In my mind, he is a more developed and polished version of Pacheco. He runs violently. He runs north and south. He can shake you.
Mhm.
and he's got enough speed to get around you and leave you. He doesn't have elite speed,
Mhm.
but he can take it to the house.
Yes.
So I just like the fact that what I've watched, I'm gonna try to put together a video on him tomorrow. Even when he shakes and it beats you outside, he takes those corners hard and gets back north and south pretty quick.
That part. I was watching some of his stuff today. He digs that foot into the ground.
Yeah,
And he makes that cut. He has a very strong first move, like one cut. He's not a guy that's going to shake and bake you. But what I also like about him, he doesn't waste too much time dancing either. He doesn't waste too much time, and
he's very decisive.
He's a patient runner.
Yeah, he's very
patient
decisive.
and he's decisive. He finds his hole quick. He doesn't waste too much time back there. I think this is a great pickup for the Eagles. Again, that Will Shipley injury is more serious than we initially thought. Come to find out, he has a fractured rib, which carries a recovery date, a recovery time of 6 to 12 weeks. So that's a large window. It's a large window in time. The fact that it could either be 6 weeks or 12 weeks is ridiculous. But
as a running back, that's the one injury you cannot fake. You can't fake a back and you can't fake ribs. It is what it is.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I like this move a lot. Tank Bigsby is a Philadelphia Eagle. I think this makes the Philadelphia Eagles running game so much more lethal. The combination of Saquon, Tank, and AJ Dillon, so much power, so much just raw energy. Saquon runs with power, but also runs with elusiveness as well. This running back room is the best in it. It's easily the best in the NFC East and probably the best in the NFL.
I would agree.
Like top to bottom. Running RB1, RB2, RB3. If a team has 3 running, but most teams have 3 running backs, I assume. RB1 through RB3. What team has that combination of talent? Because they're not only they not only have the Saquon Barkley effect at the top, right? But they're very balanced. They're very balanced at RB2 and RB3. They're it's not a drastic disparity between RB3 and RB2. Obviously, Saquon is in the tier of his own, but I like what both Tank Bigsby and AJ Dillon bring to the table. And God forbid Saquon misses a game or two. I like what Tank Bigsby brings just from a talent perspective with this offensive line, in fact. And that's the part we got to throw into the conversation with this offensive line, with Jalen Hurts being who the player he is in the RPO game and as a scrambler and so on and so forth. I like this running back room a lot. I think this running back room is better than last year by far.
You know what he is? He's Kenny Gainwell but bigger. Kenny Gainwell could tote that rock. Every time they try to bring somebody in there to replace Kenny Gainwell, he wasn't having it.
And it's funny. Kenny is such an interesting player to watch because when you least expect it, he makes a move. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like in the Steelers game, he made a crazy move on third down that threw me for a loop. Kenny has moves. He's just a smaller guy. He has moves for sure. So yeah, I like this move a lot. I'm curious though, what the snap count looks like in week 2. Likely he may get a few reps, a few runs, but I think it's going to be obviously Saquon's show, and Dylan's probably going to lead the second group. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think, but that's not to say, to your point, Tank won't overtake that RB2 spot as the season progresses.
We got a long way to go, so a lot of things can happen. But to your point, our running back room is tight. We are good in that regards.
Yeah.
Our 1, 2, and 3 is solid.
Right.
So you can't really get any better than that. I hope. I didn't see what his contract was for.
Oh, let me see that.
Because I know they're gonna pay AJ Dillon.
Well, he's on a rookie deal. He's still on his rookie deal.
That's right. He's only 24 years old. So I think he's better than AJ Dillon, but
yeah, he's in the 3rd year of his rookie deal. So the Eagles have his rights for this season and next season.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We in a good spot. We're in a good spot. If something were to happen to Saquon, if something were to happen, you know what? Let me shut up. I ain't gonna speak that into existence.
Yeah. I know. I said it earlier. Once is enough.
Yeah, I ain't gonna speak that in existence, man. So
once is enough, man.
Yeah, I think with the right opportunity, Tank would overtake Dylan. Yeah. And if he doesn't, that means Dylan's got to be producing. So it's a win-win. Either way you slice it. Yeah. So everybody that's sending the super chats and stuff like that, we're gonna try to get to you if we can. If not, we go through all our super chats by the end of the show. So don't think we forgot about you.
For sure, you guys. We'll always get to the super chats one way or another. Make sure you smash that like button, by the way. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Pro Fan Talk. Again, subscribe to Pro Fan Talk. Get those likes up over there. And also make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports, where it don't matter if we win or if we lose. We just got to charge us to the game, man. I really do appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. The content doesn't flow without the peoples. And like I always say, man, y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know where our baldies be. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys stay locked in. The content only gets better. So let's see. We're about 31 minutes in. Let me see here before we decide to talk the rest of the league here. Just want to recap.
We can knock out these super chats if you want to. They're good questions.
No, for sure. We definitely can. Give me 1 second. I want to give a quick update. So again, like you mentioned earlier, Gabe Hall was waived. Montreal Johnson was just released from the practice squad. And center and guard Jake Majors was signed to the practice squad. Also, the Eagles signed Patrick Johnson to the active roster from the practice squad. They also brought back Holland Pierce to the practice squad as well. And Elijah Cooks was cut. And with Patrick Johnson being elevated to the active roster and with the signing of Zadarius Smith, either Aziz Ojulari or Ogbo Okoronkwo are gone. One or the other is gone.
Damn, I was hoping Elijah Cooks could stick around.
Yeah, I thought Terrace Marshall would get the boot before him. But Terrace Marshall been healthier, nonetheless.
Man,
I like Elijah Cooks, man.
Elijah Cooks like the Hobbits, man. Like Gandalf said, we gonna need him before the end.
Yeah, for sure. And then also the Eagles were working out several players between over the past 24 to 48 hours. They worked out cornerback Mike Hilton. Mike Hilton is a veteran. He spent time.
He's a guy from the Bengals, right?
Yeah, he most recently spent time with the Bengals. They also worked out wide receiver Quez Watkins. No comment. They worked out former first round pick linebacker Jamin Davis. He was drafted in the first round by the Washington Commanders, I think last year or 2 years ago, something like that. They also worked out wide receiver KJ Osborne and defensive end Isaiah Foskey. So Howie Roseman, as always, finding guys on the margins, consistently staying active. He's not one of those guys that just relaxes when the season starts or thinks his job is done. He's constantly trying to find an edge. And I respect it. I respect it, man. You have no choice but to respect it. And this is something that you can't take for granted as a spectator, as a supporter of the Philadelphia Eagles, just as a fan of sports, right? You always want to have a GM who just doesn't stop working, who's never fully comfortable with the roster, who's always trying to find the next talented guy, right? So again, shout out to Howie Roseman for always living on the margins and making moves that always
make that dude's feet, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like either he making us scratch our head, or he's making us, jump up and enjoy. Regardless, he's making you think, he's making you react, he's giving you something to sink your teeth into. So, nonetheless, man, we appreciate the love and the support. And let's get to some of these super chats.
Yeah, man. Jerry Potter, any update on Landon Dickerson? I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard a word about Landon Dickerson.
But
now,
no news is good news.
Yes.
Because if he was hurting, that would most likely be news.
Yeah, and Wednesday is when we get the first injury report. So we'll see. We'll see. 9 times out of 10, you'll see limited.
Yeah, he had treatment today. We already know that. So we'll see. I would guess that he'll be in practice tomorrow.
Yeah, and when that I think that delay really threw a lot of those guys off. And if he tightened up, I can imagine he tightened up. after that delay, nonetheless. So we'll see where it goes. I think he plays.
Warvey was, I guess he was talking about your comment.
Yes.
Dave Hall, yeah.
I was about to say, because I like Byron Young, man. Byron Young had a good game against the Cowboys, actually, when you think about it. He got through and got some pressure. And I like Gabe Hall as well. It's funny, they moved on from Thomas Booker and they just cut Gabe Hall. But as the season progresses, you want to start to really define your rotations, and Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Morrow, Jomo, Ty Robinson, and Byron Young. That's a beautiful defensive tackle room. I'll tell you that. That's a what?
Right.
That's 5 deep.
Yes,
Yeah, that's 5 deep. Yeah. Miss Fanny with the super chat says, "Hey, double team. KC will be without their 2 best receivers. If Jackson can perform on the number 3 and number 4 receivers, then in the words of Porky the Pig, that's all, folks."
Facts.
Yo, Fanny.
Facts.
You are something unique. I love it. And I agree with you. Since she took it there, let's kind of discuss that game a little bit. Obviously we're going to talk about it way more in depth on our Sunday show, but just briefly, just at face value, that matchup clearly favors the Philadelphia Eagles right now. The Kansas City Chiefs secondary didn't look good against the Los Angeles Chargers whatsoever. On top of that, they're without their number 1 and number 2 receiver. And
right.
What's my man's name? Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Now, they said Xavier Worthy's day-to-day, and they said he may wear a brace,
shoulder brace,
a shoulder brace. Now, that may be the case for week 3 or week 4, but we also have to keep in mind it may be the case for week 2.
Let me explain to you something about shoulder braces.
Okay.
Shoulder braces are meant to keep your shoulder, literally, they brace it so the movement doesn't make it pop out. Because now that first time you pop your shoulder out, now you're more susceptible to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Worthy is 170 pounds. So
he's very slight.
Yes. Because the worst part of that contact was he wasn't expecting it. And Travis Kelce didn't see him. Because shout out to the linebacker that shoved him inside and screwed up the path. Because Kelce didn't even see him, which means kind of going full speed and just literally is running into a brick wall with your eyes closed. So now every time Worthy takes a hit, and he's going to get rocked again. Mm-hmm. So how do you brace that shoulder? So now, remember I said this, going forward, whenever he plays again, watch how he catches the ball. That will let you know what it is with his shoulder. If he can still go up and get it with 2 hands, or is all of a sudden he cradling everything. Everything is a body catch. Because you can't extend. It's hard to extend when you done popped your shoulder. And that, because it's one of those things where you go, you get to a certain point and it's good until it ain't. And you get that sharp pain.
Yeah.
Ooh, it'll break you down. So he's got to get through that mental hurdle, and you'll see, is he catching the ball with his body? Is he putting his hands out, catching it with his hands and his thumbs? It'll be interesting to see, because if he cannot catch the ball like he's supposed to catch the ball, that's going to be bad for business.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely see about that matchup. Again, I think that matchup definitely favors Philadelphia. And I watched, and this would be the perfect transition. This would be the perfect transition into the week 1 conversation, the week 1 review or recap, so to speak. I guess we could start with that Chiefs Chargers game. Well, before we do, what was your record for your predictions?
Oh man, I forgot to go over, dude. I went through. I know I got about 6 L's in there, because I think I picked Chicago. They lost. I think I picked. Did I pick Miami?
I picked the Colts in that game.
I don't think I did.
You definitely got to go back. You definitely got to go back and figure out.
I think I took about 5 or 6 L's in that sequence.
Yeah, I went 7 and 8. I went 7 and 8. Yo, I can't wait until we get to that game. I can't wait till we get to that game.
I felt bad for Lamar Jackson.
Did you really?
I did. I did because
not me.
You know what? I'm to the point now where I'm like, when it is 8 minutes or less in the fourth quarter, and Baltimore has the lead, Lamar Jackson should never give the ball to anybody else. Anybody else. That's the third time in a big spot in 3 years.
But go ahead.
Everybody's gonna make mistakes. But when you have the game in your hand, he made plays, everybody made plays, and then you give the ball to your workhorse.
You're talking about Derrick Henry's fumble,
and he puts the ball on the ground. It was.
But guess what?
Very, very interesting point.
Go ahead.
All of that stuff,
mm-hmm.
the Ryan Clark, Peter Schrager beef, right?
Yeah, they supposedly pieced it up.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. But Ryan Clark was right. Ryan Clark was 100% right. Derrick Henry proves it because Derrick Henry had a monster game. But the only thing he gonna remember is fumbling the game away because that's exactly what happened. It was on him, like he said in the press conference. What else am I gonna say? That's on me. I gotta own it. And when you are a player and you can have the best game you've ever had in your career, but if you give up the ghost, that's all you remember. That's all you remember. And I was like, what is anybody gonna say to him? They're gonna pat him on the shoulder, like, hey, good job, Derek. It's all good. It's like, man, somebody at his level, an elite level athlete does not take moral victories. They don't. I had the game in my hands and I dropped it. It's my fault. It's on me.
Yeah.
And he feels like shit.
Yeah, look, he fumbled.
They got him.
And shout out to Ed Oliver, who was balling all game.
Yes, sir.
Ed Oliver was in his bag all game. But after the fumble, they still had a chance to close that game out.
Yes, they did.
It was third down. And Lamar throws it short of the sticks, about 2 or 3 yards short of the sticks.
That was a bad route.
They get that first down. The game is over.
That was the one DeAndre Hopkins caught, right?
Was it D-Hop or was it Zay Flowers? I don't remember.
I want to say it was D-Hop.
I don't remember
because he was well short. He was like 3 yards short.
Yeah,
and I was like, why are you running that route? You got to get past the sticks on that route specifically. At that point in time, you can't throw a short pass. You can only throw to where the receiver is.
And that's why, again, it was a, let's just focus on this game. I know we mentioned Chiefs Chargers, but this was the game of the week. This was the game of the week. I'm watching that game, right? And I'm saying to myself, at the end, Lamar has to get that first down. I'm sorry. You got to get that first down one way or another. You got to get that first down. Like if he threw it short of the sticks. If he threw it past the sticks, and whatever happened. All right.
Yeah, but again, that's what it was
D-Hop. It was D-Hop.
The route wasn't even close. So I'm looking at D-Hop like, what are you doing? You gotta go past the sticks if you running that route. You have to. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I can't put that on Lamar because you got to throw to where the receiver is. You're not going to throw it behind him.
I got to watch the film because what was his options on that play? What were his options on that play?
I got to see. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I need to know what his options were on that play because again, they had multiple. Again, and this is why I don't feel bad. They were up 15. They were dominating that game. They were up 15 points with what, less than 5 minutes to go?
Yep.
It was something gnarly like that. And nobody's defense showed up whatsoever. If you're the Buffalo Bills, I'm not encouraged about my defense right now. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, with all that money they invested in that defense, all the talent they got in that defense, I'm not feeling good about my defense. Because you know what I think? I think that defense thought they had that game won. I think that defense got cute. That defense made so many mistakes down the stretch. Jair Alexander, why are you getting called? Why are you getting called for a pass interference, bro? You're literally hugging him. Jair Alexander got called for a pass interference in the third quarter on fourth down. On fourth down, which set up the Buffalo touchdown run by Cooks. If the Ravens force Buffalo off the field, Ravens get the ball back up 27-13 with the chance to put the game out of reach. Instead, the score is 27-19. Now, granted, Buffalo failed on the 2-point attempt, but you can't do that on fourth down. You can't give yards away like that on fourth down. You cannot do that. Again, there were so many plays in that game, or so many moments in that game where I'm like, Ravens need to pull away. They need to pull away.
Hold on.
Okay. You found it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
So I need to know what his options were in that situation. I need to know what his options were.
Okay, so
all right, here we go.
It's 3rd and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They got 3 receivers out wide.
Right. So first down is about right here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. First down is at the 39 or the 41-yard line.
What was that? What was it? It was 3rd and 10?
Yeah. Hold on for a second. Hold on.
It was 3rd and 10.
Dang it.
And he throws it for 6 yards. And here's another thing too, right? I know you're on your own side of the field, but I'm not giving that ball back to Josh Allen. I'm falling on my sword. Yo. You got Lamar Jackson.
But watch this. So this is D-Hop up here.
Uh-huh.
Right? Watch what the DBs do. So I don't know if that's the DB or the linebacker. Okay, that's the DB. Now watch. You see the first down marker up here?
Yes.
Look how far away he 3 yards short. He's out here on the island, but the way Lamar's looking, he ain't gonna turn around and come here.
Yeah.
Come down all the way across the field. So this is your best option. And if you're gonna hit him, you got to hit him now.
You got to hit him in stride.
Right.
And Lamar's low enough to throw it. He's low enough.
Right. But the coverage is there. That was good defense by Buffalo. There's nowhere else to go with the ball. The only other option I saw
was Mark Andrews at the bottom of the screen, who had
right
one
here.
catch in the game, one target in the game.
Right here. Here's the only other option. Because watch him get to the other side of this safety.
They tried to clear it out with the guy in the middle.
And if Lamar can get the ball over here, maybe. But that's a high percentage pass right there. He got the guy beat. So if Lamar can put the ball over his head, lead him a little bit, he's not going to catch. This guy's not going to catch him. So this was your only other option. I think Lamar, the way his body was, he wasn't coming back down here. I don't think he was.
Yeah, look,
and plus you got too much traffic in there.
Yeah.
So
look, and again, right? There's so many ways to point this game out, right? My man, Sweet Chin Music says, "Listen, the Ravens had 40 points. Get a stop." I agree with that too.
Exactly. Ravens defense is god awful.
I agree with that too. I agree with that wholeheartedly, right? And I said something earlier. I forgot who I was talking to, but or maybe I was talking to myself, who knows? But I was watching the game and I'm saying to myself, Baltimore is just missing something. And I'm not talking talent. I'm talking they're missing a closing gene. They truly struggle to close games.
Yeah, they do.
And it goes for the defensive side of the ball, and it goes for the offensive side of the ball. Lamar, yes, he threw it short of the sticks. Lamar has to get that first down somehow, some way, right? So that's that. But that defense, I really think that defense was bullshitting out there. I really, really do.
They struggling.
And again, I know it's only 1 week, so I don't want to make any sweeping declarations about any team right now. Again, it can be unfair, right? But both of those defenses need to take a hard look in the mirror. Both of them.
Absolutely. Now we still have we still have to be conscious that it's week 1.
Absolutely.
And I still stick to my rule. You cannot judge a team until week 4. You got to get at least three games in the bag in week 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I know it's cliche to say it's still early, but it is. It's too many things that can happen. It's too many things that can go wrong. Injuries are happening, all of that type of stuff. And you're not even out of the driveway yet, bro. So everybody, I know it looks good. I know everybody's going crazy about JJ McCarthy last night for the Vikings. Big win in Chicago. But guess what? Until the fourth quarter, he didn't look great either. He finally threw some good passes and got the dub, and that's going to boost his confidence. On the flip side of that, Caleb Williams looked like Caleb Williams. The kid has got ridiculously talent. He's got a great arm. He's fast. He's faster than people think he is, and very shifty. But he is not fluid with the ball. He double clutches. He is not sure of where he wants to go with the ball. He will not just let it go yet. He hasn't got to that point yet. And the question with him is, can he get to that point by the end of this year? Or is Chicago going to be looking for another quarterback?
Yeah. My last point on Buffalo and Ravens, then we can transition to that game. I know Josh Allen can throw on the Superman cape at will. I totally understand that. But if that game is any semblance of how the season is going to go for Buffalo, I don't see them sustaining that. You can't give up 40 points and expect your offense to do what they did. Like do that.
Them and that weak ass tush push.
Yeah, it's funny. I got that in my notes right here. I have my key takeaways from that game. I have Buffalo ran the tush push a few times in this game. They should be
banned from running it.
Very
interesting. They voted against it. They should be banned.
Yeah, and also want to get some flowers out. Want to get some flowers out to Zay Flowers. He's healthy. He looks good.
Yeah.
Want to get some flowers to Quinyon Coleman. Quinyon Coleman is a guy that they've been waiting for him to take that next step. And I think it's going to be so important for Buffalo that Quinyon Coleman really cements himself as their number one. Because he had a really good game and he had a really amazing touchdown catch. That really another play in the game where Buffalo or the Baltimore had Buffalo dead to rights in the red zone.
Yeah,
dead to rights. It's 4th down. They stop them. They get them off the field. But what happens, right? What ends up happening? Quinyon Coleman catches a touchdown on 4th and 2, and it was nothing but God's grace. Nothing but God's grace was on that ball. It was the tip ball. It was 4th and 2. 4th and 2. And Josh Allen scrambling for his life. He just throws it. It gets tipped. And it finds its way in Quinyon Coleman's hands. Now, granted, you got to have the awareness to make the play. And he did. He made the play. But if Buffalo doesn't score there, they're done.
Yep.
But again, that speaks to my point about the Ravens now. Too many opportunities to put the stake in the corpse.
And that's why I say
to allow it to rise from the dead.
And that's why I say Lamar Jackson should be the only person that touches the ball in the fourth quarter. Because every time he trying to do the right thing, it don't work.
Hey, listen,
It
you know what
like,
Jalen
dude,
did?
just keep
third
the
and three.
ball. Just keep the ball and run, bro. Just keep the ball and run. That's all you got to do.
Yo, 3rd and 3. What Jalen Hurts do in that game? What'd he do? He said, "Yeah, I'm running this shit.
I'm taking off."
He said, "If we lose, it's gonna be on me." You know what I'm saying? But regardless, though, fun game, electric game, the game of the week, and I think that goes down as an instant classic. That's a classic matchup.
Yes, that was a good. A lot of people left early on that one.
What, man? But transition to that Monday night game last night. Bears. And remind you guys, I had Baltimore winning that game against the Bills. They lost, obviously.
Yep.
Bears, same thing. I had the Bears winning that game. Bears lost. Another team who gave up a comeback.
Chicago. Yep.
Yes. Like, and it's interesting when you really double back on that game and really think about how it went. Outside of that first drive that Caleb Williams and the Bears was able to generate, outside of that first drive, they really struggled offensively.
They did.
They struggled offensively. Both teams were awful on third down. I think both teams were 3. Both teams were, I got it right here, 3 for 12 on third down, respectively. Both teams were awful on third down. And
horrible.
And that Minnesota Vikings offensive line, that Bears offensive line, they spent a lot of money on that. They're still trying to figure out what they are. Both teams struggled to generate a consistent running game, but Minnesota's running game got them there in the end.
Yes.
Jordan Mason, is that his name? Jordan Mason? Yeah. I like him. It seemed like he was getting more snaps than Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Did you as soon as I saw him do this, he did it the first time, and I was like, man, that was a good job getting out of that mess.
Caleb did I know he had stretches where things were kind of a little shaky, but I was really impressed by his mobility, his pocket awareness. He looked I don't know. I think I have a higher opinion of Caleb Williams' performance than you in that game. He wasn't great, but I think he's
got a high ceiling. But
I saw some things that I really liked. Like that third down pass on the first drive. I think it was like 3rd and 6. He had a pass to Roma Dunze. It was 3rd and 5. He had this pass on 3rd and 5 to Roma Dunze down the sideline. It was a dot. And
Caleb Williams, man, his ceiling is high, but he got to get out of the lobby, and he ain't out of the lobby yet. He has not. It looks to me like the game hasn't slowed down. And what I was about to say was
he started 10 for 10 on that game, Marcus. He started 10 for 10.
Yeah, but how did he finish?
True.
How did he finish? But he had 2 plays, both where he was escaping the rush, escaping the sack. And the second time he did it, because he did the same move twice. And the first thing I thought of when I saw it that second time, I said, I'll be damned. I said, that's the same stuff Shador does. Except Shador ain't fast enough to get away, or he holds the ball for the sack. Caleb was fast enough to get around that corner and make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
I didn't know he was that fast.
I forgot how fast he was because he was moving.
I didn't know JJ McCarthy was that fast. Off the
ACL. That you got me.
Yes. Off the ACL, by the way.
That it's amazing what a Cybex will do for you. Anybody that ever had a knee injury, you know what a Cybex is. So that's the most painful type of rehab you can have, that Cybex machine, boy. But he did something, because I agree with you. I was looking at JJ like he gonna take his lumps this season because he got some warts. But that's a huge confidence booster to come up with a fourth quarter win in Chicago.
Yeah, and they owned that fourth quarter. And in that fourth quarter, what stood out to me was Minnesota's running game started to dictate the terms of engagement.
Yes.
And it allowed for their play action to get going. And I got to give credit to J.J. McCarthy for staying tough through the game because he was getting beat up. And he threw a pick six. And that game could have got out of hand. But is it Kevin O'Connell? Is that his name? The coach?
Yes.
Kevin O'Connell with the game plan was very clear. We're going to stay balanced no matter what. We're going to stay balanced. We're going to stick with the running game no matter what. And they did just that. I mean, I think McCarthy only had 20 attempts. I think he went 13 for 20 or something like that. Or they didn't ask him to go out there and win the game necessarily with his arm, but he showed some. He has some good throws. For touchdowns. The one to Aaron Jones, he dropped it in between the safety and the corner. That was pretty impressive. And the pass to Justin Jefferson right down the gut of the secondary. That was a nice throw as well. So J.J. McCarthy has some things that you see and you say, he has something. He has something there. Now, granted, the Bears were without their top two corners. I think they were without Jalen Johnson in that game, but his replacement caught a pick six. So I mean, look, my biggest takeaway from that game is the Bears let them hang around too long.
Yes, I agree.
Bears had so many opportunities because they were moving the ball. The Bears were moving the ball. They couldn't stockpile points. And there was moments in that game where I'm like, damn, the Vikings are only down 4 points. Oh, the Vikings aren't down by much.
He had 229 yards passing.
Who, Caleb or
J.J. McCarthy?
Really?
So it wasn't that. No, I take that back. He only had 143.
Yeah. I'm about to say, because I could swear I was looking at him, I'm like, he had 150.
So it was okay. He threw some he had some good stretches.
He had some moments.
Yeah.
That first quarter, he was getting his ass kicked.
Terrible.
They had 2 or 3 straight drives of just 3 and out. But he stuck with it and won that game on the road.
Yeah,
that's
he's
a big
not a rookie,
win.
But he's a rookie.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. That was a big win. That's a big win. A divisional win on the road. I'm not mad. He didn't let the pick six define him. And I also thought it was.
Ooh, that pick six was pretty too. I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty.
It was pretty.
He found a way, even though he did not have a good game. He found a way to win in the end, and that's something
that's important to me. The guys that know how to find ways to win no matter what's going on, staying with it, and he's a guy that's young, still figuring it out. The Vikings clearly were taking a big risk with this roster that's pretty loaded. They were taking a big risk. Some would argue taking a step back, to get him on the field. Right? They didn't make a play for Sam Darnold at all. They just let him walk. And they said we got this young guy that we believe in. And we'll see how it goes as the season progresses. But this is a big win. This is a big win for a guy like him in his situation. And we'll see how far they go. We will see how far he can take them. There's going to come a point in time where he's tested and he's going to have to let that ball rip. And we'll see what he does in the end. But that was an entertaining game as well. I feel like Chicago gave it up more so than Minnesota winning it. But once Minnesota got that lead, they just start piling on, from leaning on them, and the Bears couldn't do much about it in the end. I give credit though to Caleb leading that drive to make the game 27-24. Give credit to him in that regard, but it wasn't enough in the end. I mean, the Bears defense gave up 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Can't do that.
You can't do that. You just can't do that. Can't do that. Transitioning, Another game.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Somebody said Eagles just worked out Yamin Davis.
Jamin Davis. Yeah, I said that earlier when we were
Yeah,
I think he used to play for the Commanders. He was drafted in the first round by them.
Yeah, Howie still looking around, still in that dumpster.
Stand the mark.
Should we trade Dotson for Denzel Ward? Oof.
Why are people obsessed with trading Dotson, man?
Leave him alone.
They're obsessed with it. They are obsessed with it.
He is showing his worth.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's showing his worth.
Did you see or get a chance to lay eyes on that Jet Steelers game?
Yes, I watched that game.
I watched that game too.
Jets look pretty good.
That was a fun game.
Jets look pretty good. I really, really, really hope that
I want Justin Fields to be good. So
I want Justin Fields to finally arrive.
I want him to be good so bad.
I want him to be, but I worry about what's the coach name? Aaron Glenn?
Yeah.
I worry about him because I don't know. Is he an offensive or defensive coach?
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you asked that question because one of my takes in that game, one of my takeaways from that game was, okay, look, the Jets offense is better than what we thought, but Aaron Glenn, you're a defensive guy. Your defense shouldn't have gave up that many points to that many points.
Yeah, and it seems like the offense, what the offense was trying to do was hold Justin Fields back. And I'll get it because I can go back to 10 minutes ago.
When you say hold him back, you mean they were trying to keep him on like a short leash in terms of the play call?
I guess I don't know if they didn't trust him. I don't know what it was, but there were a couple of times early in that game where it was 3rd and long and we handing off and we doing the draws and this is when you're supposed to put the ball in the air or let Justin Fields do what he does best. It's almost the same situation like Lamar Jackson. You got that type of talent with Justin Fields. Let him. I try to tell this to people. Justin Fields can run the ball, but he was not necessarily a running quarterback at Ohio State. He was back there in the pocket and could deliver the ball. And he done already been through Lord knows how many lumps. Let that kid sling that ball around.
Yo, he looked so good in that. I'm gonna be honest. That Justin Fields in that Jets green jersey, that number 7, I like that look.
He was looking. I was like, let him do what he's supposed to do. Finally,
I think I want that jersey, man. I'm gonna be honest. That Justin Fields jersey.
I just wanted to see somebody beat Aaron Rodgers. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I mean, I had the Steelers winning that game, but again, it wasn't like the Jets made it easy. There was a point where the Steelers were down by 2 possessions, and
Jets defense is still pretty good.
Like the Bills-Ravens game, a forced fumble got the down team back into the game.
Yes,
because I think both quarterbacks were spectacular. This is the best Aaron Rodgers has looked in about 2 years.
Yeah, I agree.
And he threw 4 touchdowns, 22 for 30, 244 passing yards. Justin Fields, 16 for 22, 218 passing yards, averaged essentially 10 yards an attempt. He also had 12 rush attempts, 48 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Breece Hall had a really good game.
Yep.
The Steelers struggled to get their running game going. They had no running game on Sunday. And Calvin Austin showed up big time. DK Metcalf showed up big time.
Ooh, DK Metcalf.
There were so many explosive plays in this game. So many explosives.
DK Metcalf he's a freak, man. He is just a freak of nature. I don't know too many people that big that can accelerate that fast.
Listen to this, man. The Steelers had 3 pass catchers who had an explosive play of 20 yards or more. The Jets had 4 pass catchers who had a reception of 20 yards or more. There were just so many explosives in this game. And I just love the way Justin Fields was moving. I love the way he was moving just around that pocket, just being decisive with the rock, doing what he does. And Jalen Ramsey just comes in and cracks Garrett Wilson.
My God.
Right after, they was beefing at halftime. Remember that?
Yes, they were. Beefing hard. And Jalen Ramsey is that dude. He got that Jalen Carter type attitude.
He cracked Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Cracked him. Like Garrett Wilson, I know you gotta catch that somehow, some way. He cracked him. Like it was that game had everything because of the storylines, right?
Yeah.
Fields was the Steelers starting quarterback for the first 4 or 5 weeks, and then they bench him for Russ, right? A lot of people didn't like that. You know, Justin Fields was like 3-1, 4-0. He didn't lose. And then they bring in Russell Wilson to take over, right? And then they decide not to bring him back nonetheless, and they let Russell Wilson walk as well. And then they bring in Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers spent time with the Jets, and things went how it went. You know, it's just like this week 1 was filled with narratives. There were so many divisional games, so many revenge games.
Yeah.
The NFL knows what they're doing.
Yep.
They know what they're doing, man. They just know what they're doing.
I still wanted to see, like, I like Michael Tomlin, but I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers win nothing else. Sit down. You had your shot. Sit down.
Well, the Steelers are doing it different this year. They're doing the way they built this team this year is not the way they build their teams normally. They traded for guys, free agents. They spent a lot of money. They got a lot of Pro Bowlers on that team between Slay and Jalen Ramsey and Hayward. It's so DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers, and they invested a lot in that team for this season alone.
Because this is Aaron Rodgers' last shot. He ain't coming back next year.
He's done at this year.
This is it for Aaron Rodgers.
I think so as well.
If Aaron Rodgers managed to take them to the Super Bowl, you already know he a Hall of Famer, but that's a big ass cherry on the top of that cake. If you take the historic Pittsburgh Steelers on a 1-year deal to the Super Bowl, that is huge.
That'd be crazy.
That is absolutely huge. So, and then Slay will be getting the damn ring back to back.
Yeah, let's not even put that in the universe because Slay got burnt by Garrett Wilson in that game.
Yo, did you see Slay get was that Slay or was that no? It wasn't Slay. It was the other game. It was the Vikings Chicago game. DeAndre Swift trucked Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Trucked Isaiah Rodgers. Oh my God. That was fun. I about jumped out of my seat when I saw that. I said, see, I wish Rodgers was back in Philly, but
tackling definitely ain't why you sign him.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Did you get a chance to peek at that Washington Giants game?
No, I was watching another game. But I had it I was keeping up with the stats and the play-by-play, and I couldn't do nothing but smile because I saw what the Colts did. And the first thing I said was,
I love what the Colts did to the
first thing
Dolphins.
I thought of was the Giants did the same thing. They got this new quarterback. Russell Wilson ain't getting it done. But at the end of the day, they still got a trash offensive line. And now you see what Daniel Jones is capable of if you behind a competent offensive line. You can see what he's capable of.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's the same thing with Saquon all over again. Saquon comes down to Philadelphia, gets behind a good offensive line, and he is the best ever. Best in the business, right? And then Danny Dimes goes to the Colts. Don't nobody want to deal with Anthony Richardson no more. So they give him the starting job, and he gets behind a competent offensive line. And what does he do? Lights him up.
Granted, the Dolphins are awful.
They are.
But still.
But you could only play the guy in front of you.
You only could play the guy in front of you. And I think the Dolphins are a freaking joke. They are a joke and a half, bro.
You think old boy makes it through the end of the year?
Mike McDaniels?
Yeah. They were clowning him hard, dude. they were clowning him to the point where to me it almost when I heard Rex Ryan.
Yo,
I was
about to say Rex Ryan. What do you call him? He called him Mike McDudley, Mike McDoofus, whatever he called him.
Yeah, Mike McNerd or something like that. I was like, dude, that's you bullying, bro. You bullying now.
Yo,
I was like, that was not good.
Because this goes back to like this whole everyone wants that next genius to run their team, right? Run their offense. But at the end of the day, can you lead men?
Yeah.
Do they respect you? At the end of the day, can you lead men? Why do you think Sean McVay stays in the gym?
Yeah.
Sean McVay don't stay in the gym for just to look good. He's staying and he's not a big guy. He's very short. He's a short guy with a very weaselly voice. But it's gravelly a little bit. But my god. But look at Sean McVay when he first got there versus now. He's staying in the gym because you dealing with grown ass men.
Look like he can play DB.
You better make sure when they look at you, they see a man and not a damn accountant.
I don't think he makes it through the year. I'll be surprised if he does. When's
their bye week? Let me see if I can find it. When is their bye week?
Hold on. The Dolphins?
Yeah, I'm gonna find it somewhere around here. When is their bye week? Here it is. Okay. Gamecast, Dolphins schedule. All right, their bye week is week 12. Do you think he makes it past the bye week?
Yeah. I do.
Now, listen, I'm gonna be honest. These next 3 weeks, you know what I think? I think I'm really going for it right now. I think they lose to New England. I think they lose to Buffalo, and I think they lose to the Jets.
If he is 0-5, when he gets to the Panthers, Chargers, and the Browns, Chargers are going to light him up. Panthers and the Browns, they should have an opportunity to win. They're not going to beat the Bills. They're not going to beat the Jets.
They're not being Baltimore. They're not being Washington.
And not being the Browns. So it all depends on what happens by week 8. I know they bye week is 12, but look at week 8. Because then you've had the Panthers, Chargers, Browns, and the Falcons. None of those are guaranteed for them. So it is possible.
I'm predicting
they're very well possible that he might be 0-8.
I'm predicting they're 2-6 by week 8.
Who they losing? Who they beating?
They beat Carolina and they find a way to beat Cleveland.
Joey Flacco is better than what people think.
I agree. I agree. They almost beat Cincinnati.
They should have beat Cincinnati. Stupid kicker. Yeah, they should have won the game.
That's true. And you know see how thin of a line Joe Burrow is towing with this Bengals team.
Bro, Joey Burrow threw for 113.
Listen, they did all that preseason caping for his man. All that preseason bullshit that they was doing, trying to make sure they're ready when the season starts.
Y'all bring it to me. Who was the one that said stop worried about rankings? Rankings don't matter. What you do in the regular season, bring it to me. That's why stop watching rankings. They don't mean a damn thing. Because at the end of the day, everybody will tell you that Lamar Jackson is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Josh Allen is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But they can't get it done in the big times. They can't get it done when the moment matters the most, which is in the playoffs. They're making all of these great plays, all of these great runs. They're doing all of this stuff in the regular season. But when push comes to shove, the playoffs is where it matters. And that is where they are failing. I don't want to hear it.
Throw Jared Goff in that conversation as well. He looks
absolutely
terrible.
Jared Goff looked horrible.
That Packers defense looks legit.
Woof. Did you see?
They look legit.
I ain't got to say nothing, but the damn Micah Parsons in the Go Pack Go.
They were using him, and he was all over the place.
He was all over the place.
They lined him up over the center. I was like, oh shit.
He is going to destroy Dallas.
They play in week 4, right?
Let me see. I think why did I think it was like week 11? Maybe that's our game I'm thinking about.
Yep, week 4.
Week 4. Ooh, I can't wait.
Sunday night football. Ooh, Sunday
wait.
night football.
I'm live streaming that game. I'm definitely live streaming that game right there. Because
what were your thoughts on I've never seen Detroit's offense look that inept. I told people that bit. And again, it's only 1 week, y'all. I'm trying not to make sweeping declarations. I'm trying. But under any circumstance, I've never seen them look that inept against anybody. So
let me gloat for a quick second.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback, in spite of losing or having a different offensive coordinator every freaking year since he got in college, is the only one that has had success in that situation. And didn't they lose both their coordinator?
They lost Ben Johnson to the Bears and Aaron Glenn to the Jets. And I told people in the offseason, the Lions are going to have one of the biggest fall-offs because now you're asking Dan Campbell to really coach.
Yeah.
And they've been they've been trying to crown him instead of giving my man Nick Sirianni his flowers.
Exactly.
But Dan Campbell, now you're going through your first transitional period staff-wise. We're going to find out who you are.
You're going to learn
we're going to find out the post you have on his team. We're going to really find out.
Hey, ain't so easy to be a CEO coach now, is it?
Hey, man. That offense looked like all talent and no direction in that game. All talent, no direction. They only put up 6 points in that game. 13 points, on a garbage touchdown.
They got beat off the line of scrimmage.
By what? Penny Sewell was getting worked. I've never seen him look that bad. He was getting worked.
Michael Parsons made him look like a rookie. This who y'all paying all the money to? I saw somebody post something that said, never compare Penny Sewell to Lane Johnson.
I saw somebody tweet that too.
Ever again. And I agree.
There's levels to this. There's levels to this thing, man. I'm trying to think if there's any other games. We didn't really tap into the Chargers-Chiefs game. We were going to, but we pulled ourselves into that Bills-Ravens game.
I got 3 words for that game. Do your job.
Expand on that.
Do your job. Chris Jones at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
He goes inside. He tries to go for the kill shot.
We spoke about that on Sunday.
Yes.
You're right.
And Herbert stepped right around him and took off, and nobody was on that right side. And he jogged to a first down, slid, kept the clock going, stayed in bounds. And then Chris Jones and I keep forgetting the guy's name. The DB 23.
Tranquil.
Yeah,
he's a linebacker. He's a linebacker.
They started going back and forth. And his words were, we went over this in practice.
You read his lips? You saw that?
Yes. Do your job.
I missed that.
We worked on that all week. We talked about, I think he said we talked about that all week. Do your job. And Chris Jones, no, he blew it. He was supposed to keep contained, and he didn't. He thought he saw an opening, and he went for it. He gambled, and he lost. So
I mean, look, great win for the Chargers.
Great win.
I think they needed that win coming off of the way Herbert looked in the playoffs last year against that opponent. The Chargers haven't beaten the Chiefs in years.
Yeah.
They haven't beaten them in years. So that's a good sign for the Chargers, and maybe this is my Justin Herbert bias coming in. I don't care what them specifically, among other teams, but they're in that group as well. Them specifically, I don't care what the fuck they do in the regular season. I want to see I want to see who Justin Herbert is when the lights get bright.
Same thing.
Week 1, okay.
When it matters.
I want to see you when, okay, want to go home. Win or you're in. I want to see him in those situations because he's talented. I've never disputed Justin Herbert's talent.
Exactly.
I watched that game twice.
Most yards in NFL history in the first 5 years.
I watched that game twice. He
can sling the peel.
He was remarkable.
He can sling the peel, but is he going to go down the same road
It's Philip Rivers.
that what's your boy Your boy in Atlanta. They paid all that money too.
Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
No, he better than Kirk Cousins though.
All them, but think about it. All them passing yards, only one playoff appearance. I don't think he has playoff victory, or does he have one?
That's a good question. Does Kirk Cousins have a playoff win? That is a very good question. Kirk Cousins is 1-3 in the playoffs. Wow. He's only played in 4. He's only been in the playoffs in 2012, 2015, 2019, and 2022. He is what's so funny? If you block out his face and his name and you look at the numbers, you'll say, "Oh, this guy's a Hall of Famer."
Absolutely.
But then you find out who it is, and you're like, "Oh, he's just really talented."
Yeah.
He puts up stats. Multiple seasons in a row, 4,000 passing yards. I mean,
who would you rather have, Jalen Hurts or Kirk Cousins?
Jalen Hurts easily.
I heard the middies on the radio today. Joe Giglio talking about, complaining about you're not going to get an evolution of Jalen Hurts' passing game. And it's like, what are you asking for? He can throw the ball, but if you throw the ball like that, the interceptions are coming. The turnovers are coming. Then you're going to be mad about that. Let him do it his own way. Even our own fans here in Philadelphia, as well as everywhere across the country, the media standard by which a quarterback lives right now is all about how many yards he throws for. You could not win your whole career, but if you throw for 4,500 yards every year, people are going to think of you as one of the greatest. And I don't understand that. That's the only position that's like that.
It's strange to me because, like, to your point about what Joe Gigolo said, it's like excuse me, it's like there comes a point in time where I was raised to be grateful for what you have and also not to look at somebody else's plate.
Right? There you go.
And too often you got some of these guys in Philly media who are just looking at somebody else's plate, looking at what they got on there. Oh, wait, they got the last piece of fried fish. What the hell? They got the last rib? Damn. Man, what's going on over there? Like, or you got guys that's constantly looking over at somebody else's fence. They got
the last piece of fish. Damn.
They're always looking over at somebody else's fence. Oh, they got a nice pool over there. Oh, is that a trampoline? Oh, is that a jacuzzi? Damn, like, what's going on over there? Oh, shoot. But meanwhile, your yard is not taken care of. If you really start to cater to your own yard and really pay attention to your own yard, maybe you'll realize, damn, you got something going on over here that you could really flip. So my whole point is, when it comes to Jalen Hurts, he's made it abundantly clear what he's in this for.
Yes.
And that's the part that kind of blows my mind a bit. It'd be different if you saw Jalen Hurts constantly trying to be out there trying to be something he's not, or trying to proclaim himself as, a better passer than people make him out to be, right? But he understands exactly who he is. He knows he knows how to win football games. And he understands that no matter what, in Philly at least, no matter what, when you win, you're in.
You in. It's a very interesting point, because somebody made the comment saying, as great as A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are, they are sacrificing their opportunity to be Hall of Fame receivers because they play with Jalen Hurts.
I'm glad they said that. Let's. Oh, I'm glad you said that, because the numbers indicate otherwise for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, right? And I mean, under Jalen Hurts' leadership, these brothers have been uber productive in their careers. They love to say Jalen Hurts is holding back Devontae Smith, holding back A.J. Brown, and so on and so forth. Now, the Eagles aren't a high volume passing team. They're efficient. So what you're going to get with the Eagles is you're going to get the high yards per attempt. And when you look at A.J. Brown, okay, you may not see him. He may not have the 100 catch. Actually, he did have a 100 catch season with Jalen Hurts. Ain't that something? So since being with Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown has played in 48 games. He has 401 targets, 262 receptions, over over 4,000 receiving yards. This is his 4th season in Philadelphia. He has over 4,000 receiving yards. And by the way, those 4,000 yards came in 3 seasons because he only had like 8 yards in the opener. So
and let's not forget that he was out for a couple games.
Exactly. So matter of fact, I'll put you like this, right? AJ Brown in 47 games played for the Eagles from 2022 to 2023. 400 targets, 261 passing, 261 receptions, over 4,000 receiving yards, averaging over 15 yards of reception, 25 touchdowns, 180 receptions that accounted for a first down. Averages 84 plus yards a game. I'm looking at AJ Brown's seasons with the Eagles. I'm seeing 88 catches, 1,496 yards, 17 averages 17 yards in the averages 17 yards of reception, 11 touchdowns. I'm seeing here 106 catches, over 1,400 receiving yards, averaging almost 14 yards of reception in 2023, 7 receiving touchdowns. 2024, 67 catches. And remind you, he missed 4 games. 2024, played in 13 games, 67 catches, over 1,000 yards, averaging 16.1 yards per reception, 7 touchdowns. And by the way, with Jalen Hurts as his quarterback, he's a 3-time All-Pro. 3-time All-Pro. But Jalen Hurts is holding back AJ Brown.
Right.
Huh? What are we talking about? Let's get DeVonta Smith real quick. And again, DeVonta Smith is the number 2. DeVonta Smith, his rookie as a Philadelphia Eagle in 4 years with the Eagles. He's another guy that had limited targets but in his time with the Eagles, right? 4 seasons, he has 441 targets, 308 receptions, over 4,000 receiving yards, averaging 13 yards of reception, 27 receiving touchdowns. Has 190 receptions that accounted for a first down. He has 2 1,000-yard seasons with Jalen Hurts. He has a 916-yard season his rookie year. He has an 833-yard season. Granted, he missed 4 games. I guarantee you he gets 1,000 yards if he plays 4 more games.
Correct.
So it's just funny how people like to pretend and put the narrative that Jalen Hurts is holding back AJ Brown and DeVonta Smith when AJ Brown has been an All-Pro consecutively.
He wasn't an All-Pro when he was in Tennessee.
Career years. DeVonta Smith, career years.
He didn't get that when he was in Tennessee.
Listen, man, that's how I know it's a farce. It's something you can't really take serious. You can't take it serious, man. And by the way, Jalen Hurts, All-Pro, Pro Bowler, Burt Bell Award winner, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP. That's as far as you got to go as far as I'm
concerned. And he still gets discussed the way he gets discussed.
Yeah.
In this city. That's why I love my man Bill Colorillo on The Fanatic. Because he says the quiet part out loud. He's regularly taking shots at WIP, but he never puts a name on the bullet, of course, because he has to be a professional. But he's regularly subtweeting or WIP, man. It's hilarious because it's a joke. It's frankly a joke. They are literally living off of the lifeblood of hate.
Yeah,
that's their angle with the Eagles.
They love the negative.
They use the negative to try to make to create stimulating conversation.
They will find something wrong in something good every day.
And it's weird to me. It's weird. This guy he brought a Super Bowl to the city as the franchise quarterback, something Donovan McNabb couldn't do. Your Lord and Savior, Donovan McNabb, couldn't get it done. Come on, dog. I ain't trying none of that, bro. And you know what I think? You know what I think in my heart? I think a lot of those guys, they're Carson Wentz guys at heart.
That wouldn't surprise me, but that's been exposed as well. So they can go that route if they want to. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be mad. They'd be mad by themselves.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else we got to get to? I think we pretty much did a pretty good recap from week one. Every game obviously isn't worth talking about. But Any hot takes or any concerns from week 1 that you may have for any team, Eagles included? I mean, anything that caught your attention from week 1 that you may have a hot take or any concerns about?
Vic said today that they're gonna stick with Adoree Jackson, and I'm like, if I said that I have supreme confidence in Vic Fangio, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. And what I will say is, can it get any worse than that first game? I would hope not. So it can't help but trend in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but guess what though? Remember what did we say earlier about the Chiefs going into that game? Wide receiver 1 and 2 are out or done, yes, or down. Yes. So
this is a game where you
got to build your confidence for this game. Got to build your confidence for this game, Adoree. Because God.
We gotta play it, man. We gotta get it together. So I that was not a good look, that first game. Not a good look.
So bad.
But everything works in tandem. The silver lining in this whole Jalen Carter situation is now he is definitely going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
He's going to be trying to destroy everybody.
Yes, and he has to be mindful.
Yes,
that the book is out on you now. You come off as emotionally triggered.
Yes.
So he has to do, but also I think this is where the captains step in. I think this is one of those situations where, of course, Jalen Carter has to be accountable for himself. But now I think his teammates are going to be extra mindful of where he is. I love what Jalen Hurts, and I love what Nick Sirianni said.
I didn't hear what Jalen said. What did he say?
Well, one in his press conference, he mentioned that I spoke to him, and a wise man. He said an unwise man doesn't. An unwise man makes mistakes and doesn't learn from them. And he said we spoke and we're on the same page. He didn't get in too much detail, but he indicated that we spoke and we're on the same page.
Right.
And Nick Sirianni spoke about it as well. He said, I won't divulge what we talked about, but we talked. He said,
no, I heard that.
Yeah. And then
I heard that.
In how they show the footage in the locker room after they win and the coach and Hurts is talking.
Yeah.
One of the things that Hurts and Sirianni kept emphasizing, specifically Hurts, he kept emphasizing discipline. Discipline. Yeah. He said we did what we were supposed to do. We won the game. But let's start putting the most important things at the forefront. Discipline, technique, fundamentals, the things that require no talent.
Yeah. He's 100% right. And you got to be able to discipline comes into play when you're not thinking about it. Because if you're not disciplined, the smallest thing could throw you off your game. You make a mistake, you jump off sides, pass interference, or you lose your head, you lose your temper,
or you lose bodily fluids.
Exactly. But all of that stems from discipline.
And the game check.
all of that stems from having control over your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I said this before. Jalen Carter, he knows what he did. He knew it wasn't right when he did it.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason,
you see him walk out of that field. He saw it in his face. He's like,
"They got me." But he knew it. But his personality is one that he is going to push the envelope. He's going to push it until it pushes back.
Mm.
So that was a $57,000 mistake.
Lord have mercy.
So, I don't care how much money you got in the bank. You wasn't thinking about putting out $50K today. Wasn't in the plans. But
exactly, man.
Roger Goodell said you're gonna learn today.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, last thing real quick before we get out of here. Pretty Mimi posted a comment. She says, do you guys think that CJ Stroud is regressing? He looked really bad Sunday. I gotta be honest, man. I don't know what's going on with CJ Stroud.
I didn't watch the game.
I didn't see it in totality, but just to give you the metrics here: 19 for 27, 188 passing yards, averaged 7 yards an attempt, no passing touch, no touchdowns, one interception, was sacked 3 times for a loss for a grand total of 37 yards lost, had a 74.3 passer rating.
Everybody gets a turn.
Yeah, man. Damn,
Everybody gets a turn.
He came out so hot. That first year, man.
People forget, man. The other guys on the other side of the ball watch film. They get paid too. And you got to keep that.
And it wasn't like the Rams were impressive. Like, it wasn't like they did. Like, I'm watching that game and I'm like, Stroud, like they
pick them apart. Pick them apart. Pick that skeleton clean.
Yeah, man. Puka Nacua had a good game though. 130, 10 receptions. But yeah, man. That's pretty much it, you guys. Again, just a very, very quick recap. You know, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, man. We really do appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Thanks. You guys have truly, truly been phenomenal, and you guys are truly, truly troopers for taking this ride with us as we grow this platform and this brand that is the Bald Eagles podcast. We appreciate you guys. But just to give you guys a quick recap of everything we talked about today, we addressed Jalen Carter not getting suspended. Again, I'll read the full press release one more time before we get out of here. Quote, Jalen Carter of the Philadelphia Eagles has been suspended without pay for one game for his act of unsportsmanlike conduct in last Thursday's game against the Dallas Cowboys. Because Carter was disqualified before participating in a single play, the suspension is considered to have been served in week 1, and he will forfeit his game check. So $57,000 fine plus he served his suspension retroactively. Yes. So he's going to be active for the KC game. That's really important for the Philadelphia Eagles long term. We addressed the Tank Bigsby trade. Eagles bring in Tank Bigsby. They send a 2026 5th and a 2026 6th round pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars for running back Tank Bigsby, who in 2024 had over 700 yards rushing on about 165 attempts. He had over 400 yards rushing after contact. That's more than half of his total yards from that season. I think we got a talented guy in that running back room, man. Will Shipley's going to be out for the next 6 to 12 weeks, so we'll see when he comes back. And on top of that, you know, we pretty much discussed the latest roster moves the Philadelphia Eagles made. Patrick Johnson elevated to the active roster. Maltron Johnson was elevated and cut. Again, Howland Pierce, offensive lineman, to the practice squad. Elijah Cooks released from the practice squad. On top of that, Philadelphia Eagles waived Gabe Hall, defensive tackle, and they signed center or interior offensive lineman Jake Majors to the roster as well. And they worked out several players like cornerback Mike Hilton, wide receiver Quez Watkins, linebacker Jamin Davis, wide receiver KJ Osborne, and defensive end Isaiah Foskey.
It sounds like we're going through preseason, though.
And that's pretty much it, you guys. That was today's show. And I try to tell people, right, you know, cool your jets when it comes to Kevin Patullo and his offense, because we all know the Philadelphia Eagles don't play their starters in the preseason, and we know those first few games they are feeling it out. They are feeling it out. We know who this team is, so we need to relax. Okay, Jalen Hurts and those guys are Super Bowl champions. Most of those guys are Super Bowl champions. They did it on the highest level. They proved how to
get it done.
They proved to you that they can get it done, and they know how to get it done, and they can do it through adversity. So everybody just relax, enjoy the football season. There was a lot of great football played in week 1. You guys are going to continue to get recaps from us. Remember, you get 2 shows a week from the Bald Eagles. You get 2 shows a week. You get your Sunday pregame show, or you get your game day pregame show, so to speak, and you get your Tuesday recap show of.
Should we call it recap or midweek? Recap. I like recap better.
Yeah, recap. It's short, it's sweet, and it's to the point.
Yeah,
I like recap. Yeah. So yeah, again, you guys, we appreciate y'all. Let's get to these final super chats and we're done.
Yep. Saying Aaron Rodgers got ran over, but only allowed Isaiah Rodgers. When Isaiah Rodgers got ran over, but he only allowed 13 yards passing. So he had a good day in coverage. Just not run coverage.
yes, he did. And he had some tough assignments with Roman Dunze and DJ Moore.
Green Wingsman Thank you, Marcus, for letting people know that Herbert is Kirk Cousins 2.0. We'll see. We'll see. I think Kirk Cousins still got the record for the largest contract for something he's never done. But, I ain't mad at him. I'd have signed that check too. Alex was the one that posted us. He said he tagged us in the Sewell versus Bond video.
Let me see if I can find it. Did you tag me or did you tag Coach? Because I don't see it here. I don't see it here. Marcus, did he tag you in it?
I'm looking. My profile. Yeah, I don't see it either. I'm sure it's in here though.
But nonetheless, though, Penny Sewell got worked in that opening game.
Yeah, he got worked over.
Yeah, and Zach Bond is exactly who we know him to be.
Yep. Fanny says she got a son. For $5K, he'll play for us.
He said my son is a cornerback. $5K, he'll play for us. Hey, Fanny, you better up your price. Forget that. You dealing with you dealing with $1 billion corporation. You better up that number.
$5K in a new PlayStation.
Oh man, Marcus, great show, man.
Yeah,
great
man.
show today.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this one.
Now that we kind of in the groove, man, I can start. Like I said, I'm working on. I got a lot of stuff going on, man, and plus work is busy.
Take your time, bro. We're good. Take your
time. We're gonna get a new intro. We're gonna get some new digs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming. It's coming. But the conversation has been fire. The Eagles are 1-0, and we getting ready for the rematch, Super Bowl rematch. And I think we are the better team. Jalen Carter is going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Look for A.J. Brown to get involved early and often.
Yo, hot take. We'll A.J. Brown goes for, but actually this may be a little much because the Eagles play a certain way. A.J. Brown has 2 touchdown passes or 2 touchdown receptions before halftime. Hot take. He has 2 touchdown catches before halftime.
I like that.
Yeah.
We pick off Mahomes twice. Again.
Ooh, you think so?
Again.
Yo.
Let's handle business, though. Let's just handle business.
They look human. But anyway.
Run the ball. Let's see if we can run the ball this time. Let's see if we can do that this time.
That part, right?
They bottled us up. They bottled us up pretty good, but it's funny when you think about the dagger play and how much of that revolved around the fake that Saquon gave. Bringing those linebackers up, and then Devontae Smith just had free reign to inside the hash and couldn't, by that time,
one-on-one.
Could nobody stop him.
Yeah, and Jalen said in the America's Game doc, he said, prior to that game that week, I went to Nick.
That is a list.
He said I went to Coach Sirianni, and he said I gave him a list of plays, and I told him if we work these in, something good is going to happen.
Something good is going to happen. Yep.
And then he reminded him in the game. So listen, man. It's just funny how the Super Bowl 52 has the legend of the Philly special, and how that call came in, and Super Bowl 59 has the legend of the dagger. And how Nick Sirianni was just like, just run it.
And it's funny how the announcer called it that, and that's why the name stuck.
Exactly. Because listen, you got to get credit. Like, I know some people don't like every announcer or every commentator, whatever it is, but like they add to the luster of the games. Like they add to the cinema. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way he said that.
The best thing to listen to is when you listen to play-by-play with somebody from Mexico.
Oh, did you hear the
live?
Did you hear the British commentators when DeJean picked off Mahomes?
Yep, Cooper DeJean. Yep.
Oh my God,
love it! Absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons I had got into soccer, like in college, because like I love the way the commentators like just react to things with those accents. Oh my God, the goal!
Two of the best things I did when I was in Scotland. Number one, I got a chance to go to a falconry when I was in Scotland. And just to see those birds.
A falconry.
to see those birds up close and what they are capable of, and beautiful, beautiful creatures. Loved it. But also, damn, what was the other one? I done lost my train of thought now.
But to go to a falconry is ridiculous, though.
Yeah, I got a chance to go. What was that? I can't even remember. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. That's what happens when you get old, man. CTE.
On that note, y'all, man, it's been a hell of a show, man. We appreciate y'all so
trash.
Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Pro Fan Talk. Markus Thomas.
I'm mad that I can't figure out what I was talking about.
I'm a little mad too because I was looking forward to it.
Scotland, the falconry, and that's what it was. You mentioned the soccer game.
Yeah.
The other thing that I got a chance to do was I went to a real soccer game, and it's different.
Yeah, I've been to one. I've been to a Philadelphia Union game in Chester when they were in Chester. Oh my God, it was pouring down, raining. It was crazy.
Nah, bruh.
No, I know overseas, international is different. I know.
Is something. You got to experience it, man. Because we was in the team I went to see was called Sunderland, and first of all, you go into the stadium, ain't no seats. Everybody's standing up on the risers. There's not one seat in this arena. So everybody's standing up. So when something goes down, everybody starts stomping their feet, feel like an earthquake. It is crazy. And you think Philadelphia fans are bad. Man, listen.
Bro, I know, man. Like, again,
they would give us a run for the money.
For sure. I know it's not international, but when I was in that Union game, and dog, the way they had like these big old drums, like when like things would get, they'd be playing. Yeah, I'm like, I never felt nothing like it.
Yeah, so, they got that. I believe they got that from Brazil. They got the drums and all of that kind of, man. It's just, it's beautiful, man. It was a beautiful thing. Glad I got a chance to experience it. And I'm glad that type of hype is getting over here.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. For sure. But that's our show, you guys. I know I said it like 3 times.
Yeah.
We just always find this. This is what we do, man. We chat. But you guys are phenomenal. And the Phillies won. They beat the Mets finally,
nice,
man. Because they, Aaron Nolan had a good game last night or the other night. But nonetheless, you guys have been great. Smash that like button. Subscribe to Pro Fan Talk. Subscribe to my man Markus Thomas, doing great work over there. Pro Fan Talk is one of the best up-and-coming channels when it comes to covering the Eagles. Also subscribe to Pro Fan Hoops, man. Doing a great job covering the WNBA. So again, Pro Fan Talk and Pro Fan Hoops. Markus Thomas is giving you guys great content. On top of that, make sure you guys are subscribed to myself as well. Subscribe to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You guys have been tuned in to the Bald Eagles podcast. Like I always say, you know the vibes, you know the energy, you know where our baldies be. You feel what I'm saying? Markus,
dynamic.
Play that song, man. Play that song.
No suspension. Go Birds.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Markus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Fly guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. I like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by. Bringing the heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, here to back.